Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. It's G here. I actually have makeup on today. I had a photo shoot. If you guys are following me on other platforms, then you'll see more of those like little tidbits of things that I'm doing here as well in shorter videos. So, but today I wanted to talk a little bit about not losing yourself when you move abroad, or even just like sometimes women especially, but all of us have the potential of losing aspects of who we are when we change countries, sometimes when we change cities, sometimes like when we just change states and are trying to assimilate into another lifestyle. So guys, subscribe to my channel and let's talk about maintaining a sense of self despite the challenges of assimilating into another culture. Okay, so guys, this has been one of those things. Like now, living here in Italy, I've lived here now since I've been abroad and traveling and everything. This has now been where I've lived the longest. And of course, I do hope it's not the last place I live, but here we are. And Italian culture is very, very aggressive in the sense that Italian people do not have a sense of multiculturalism and a sense of integrating other aspects of other people's cultures into their own. They don't want to have nothing to do with that type of shit. They want to keep their traditions as much as humanly possible. And when you are living abroad, and sometimes just it's like sometimes not even just abroad, but like sometimes even being in an interracial or multicultural, intercultural relationship, you can have challenges of keeping a sense of yourself when you are separated, especially when you are separated from things that feel like they make you who you are, make up aspects of who you are in a culture, in your own culture, like whatever. And coming here, actually, since I've been living in Italy, I would say I feel that more than I have any place else, in trying to hold on to aspects of who I am and being myself. Because when you are living somewhere, you're learning a language, it's not your own, you didn't grow up expressing yourself in a certain language that, you know, it's not your mother tongue or whatever you want to call it. You don't get to express yourself fully, you know, like, and if you spend most of your time around, you know, trying to make friends and trying to basically associate in another culture, in another language, there's so many aspects of yourself that never get expressed and in many ways are hidden, even sometimes from the partner that you're with. So it's really hard sometimes to remember like what makes you you, what makes you happy, what makes you be the person that you always have been. And you know, even trying to maintain friendships from before you moved, before you were somewhere else, can be difficult, especially, you know, abroad, like the time difference and everything, and trying to stay connected. You know, your people, your friends, your family, their lives go on. Well, you know, a lot of times you might feel like you're missing out on certain things. So that's been like one of the things that I have really had to refocus myself on, because I found like during the time of COVID, when we were more isolated, couldn't travel, couldn't go anywhere, and I had 2 babies, I definitely started to feel a certain level of like, I mean, I guess depression would be the word, but I didn't even know why. I didn't know why or what it was from. And not having not being able to speak to my friends, not being able to plan to see them, because that at least gives, or like for me at least, would give me a sense of hope, you know, to reconnect with my people, to see my friends, to have that sort of camaraderie. And also I love to travel, you know, I love to go see other places, and not being able to do that was really hard. And sometimes it's still really hard, because like now, even with family and everything like that, trying to explain to people here, at least some people in older generations especially, they don't understand why that might be important to anyone, let alone a woman with kids, right? So for me, staying connected with my friends and my family, especially my friends, be it either back home or friends that I have met along the way who know more things about me or know me in a different way, has been so important, to be able to just have like moments where I'm like, I need to meet you somewhere and just have a release. Have a glass of wine, sit, talk shit, be like my whole entire authentic self. Because even though I feel like I'm myself as much as I can be here, there is just something different about living in a culture that's not your own, living somewhere that you have to think before you speak, and even in the sense of not being funny, you know, I feel like certain aspects of my humor has like been muted, because honestly I don't feel like many Italians can laugh at themselves. Like, the sense of humor here is something different. Even my partner, like when I tease him about certain things that I feel like is common that he does that might be funny, he gets offended sometimes. And where I'm just like, I make fun of myself all the time. And I find like here, people don't do that. They'll get defensive if they feel like you're, I don't know, teasing them or whatever. It's a whole different response. And so even like that aspects, like some aspects of my humor, some aspects of things that I think are funny, I just keep to myself, because I know no one's gonna get it. I mean, I know the culture is different. And so, you know, like those kind of things, like it just starts to make you feel smaller in respect to who you are, or who you have always been, or who you've developed to be. I think I spent a lot of time before coming here, like getting to know myself and getting to know like all the things that make me who I am, and the complexities of that. And sometimes I don't get to express all of those things. So I find for myself, being able to reconnect with my friends, to have a trip away from here and be with people who really, I don't want to say just understand me, but get me, and I'm just allowed to be. You know, I don't have to think about what culturally it might mean if I say this, that, or the other, or how they might misinterpret what I'm saying. And sometimes you just feel like, I don't even feel like talking, because it's like too hard to try and think about all of the other aspects of something that is culturally different than what you usually do or how you are. So I think that's the challenge. And in Italy, despite what many Italians might tell you, they're not friendly and open. And not to say that you can't make friends here. Even if you speak the language, most people here have met their friends like at the asilo, like daycare or primary school, and they have followed that path their entire lives. And like I've literally seen like kids completely break down at the parks because the friends that they're used to playing with weren't there, and they don't go and play with anybody else. They will sit next to their parents, be uncomfortable, cry, they'll want to go home. And I feel like that's carried over into many adult people's lives as well. Like they are not really open to or know how to get past not having what they're used to or the people they're used to around them. So, you know, they're definitely not that open to foreigners coming in and trying to make friends with them. Like that's just not a thing. They might have a casual chat with you, but actually like trying to be friends, they already have all the friends that they need. So I've been finding that as part of it. So like even if you integrate in certain ways, there's just still like limitations on aspects of who you are. So for me, what I try and do and what I continue to do is stay connected with my friends regularly. I mean, like I talk to most of my friends like that I've had for the longest time. We speak almost daily. I plan trips with them to just do things with them, just to have that time. Because in these moments, and it's not a lot, I wish it was more, but in these moments, I am able to just fully remember who I am and fully be myself. And I'm not just a mom, I'm not just a partner, I'm not just an expat or an immigrant, but I'm funny and I'm relaxed and I'm silly and I like the things that I like, and I get some of that reflected back to me, because a lot of times you don't realize how important that is and how much you might miss something like that when you are living abroad or move somewhere or just encapsulated in a certain type of relationship that you don't necessarily get to express yourself fully. And I think it's more so when you're someplace different than, you know, like, because some of those relationships we would talk about, those would be abusive, right? But I think that it exasperates it when you are in a different country, especially in a language that you are not accustomed to speaking. As an adult, you didn't grow up expressing yourself that way, so there's all kinds of limitations in that. Other things that have really become important in my, I guess, journey of staying, I guess, true to myself, not losing myself here, is finding other things of interest and growing my interests and hobbies in different ways, things that I didn't do before. So, you know, reinventing a little bit of what is me has also become important. I've started to learn to crochet. I've started looking for other creative outlets, you know, in a lot of different ways. And even sometimes when I'm talking about some of the things that go on here, some of the things that bother me, it starts to feel a little therapeutic. So I think those kind of things and maintaining my sense of who I am has become extremely important. And then also just growing who I am, because, you know, I'm not also, it's like we are who we were, but we're also who we will be in the future, and that evolves and changes. So, you know, my friends have always been such an important part of my life, and having those connections has been important in me maintaining myself, because honestly, like what I was trying to describe with the relationships here and making friends, it's so hard to do that, even as you are creating new hobbies and you find the people. I think also you'll start to find people when you do that, when you start reaching out to groups or joining groups and learning new things, be it the language, be it anything. So I think that helps you evolve who you are in the place as well, and you find your place. For me though, like I'm an extrovert, so having those connections with my friends, even though they're not here, is super important for me to feel like I have like those people, because I like to feel like I'm myself as much as I can, because I like myself. So, you know, people do also though go to new places to create a new identity. And I think that helps a lot of people as well. Like those people who are focused on leaving who they were behind and being someone else in someplace else, it makes it easier to do that. I am just somebody who has always kind of enjoyed who I am, so I don't want to lose myself, and that's become important for me. So guys, subscribe to my channel, and we can definitely talk about this some more in the comments. If you guys have more aspects of things that you want to know about my experiences living abroad, my thoughts on different things, definitely let me know in the comments. But for now, ciao ciao.